Excuse me. Pardon me.
Hey, sit down.
So the Oscars happened, and well, yeah, they happened. It pretty much ended up how most people suspected it to. Frozen won, fuck Bono, and I don't really have any strong feelings one way or the other. Stuff won, stuff that deserved to win, and there were no like surprise winners. Great Gatsby won stuff, which is super cool because Great Gatsby was good, but Adele Dazeem performed. It's all good. So Bono didn't win. Otherwise, this would be like a super pissed off message right now because fuck Bono. Seriously, fuck Bono.
I actually liked him this year. I thought Ellen did a decent enough job hosting. Nothing too edgy and no William Shatner, so that's always a drawback. But fine there. And I thought the winners were, while predictable, were fair. I like that it was spread out over a bunch of different movies, not just one. I mean, obviously Gravity picked up a few, 12 Years a Slave picked up a few, but it wasn't like this single movie taking everything over, which I thought was good too. And I thought the acceptance speeches were actually solid. I liked Matthew McConaughey. I liked, what's her name from 12 Years a Slave, who's Lupito. And I thought the excitement was genuine. It was actually one of the more genuine Oscars I've seen in a while, I felt. It just seemed a bit more fun than in previous years. So I liked them. I thought the results were good, and it was enjoyable enough.
The Oscars this year were a lot better than years previous. I think everyone my age didn't really get Billy Crystal. He was more of a last-minute thing, if I recall correctly. He was just there to, please the old farts and the people who remember his hosting. And that may be the case with Ellen. But I think she was mostly a pick to appeal to the 18 to 24 demographic. Same thing with Seth MacFarlane, but he was kind of sexist. God knows I love that Sound of Music gag, but there was a lot of stuff in there that was kind of iffy. Ellen, though, I think Ellen really knocked it out of the park in terms of, being funny. She couldn't get away with much, but she did the best she could with what I assume were some pretty heavy limitations. As for the awards, you can check out my red carpet video to see a lot of my predictions, but I'm kind of happy American Hustle got shut out. Now I never have to hear about that movie ever again, because no one's going to remember it. American Hustle is not that good. People are going to forget about it in a year, and then everyone's going to say, what, American Hustle? We nominated that for so many things? And then, yeah, everyone's going to be on my side. It's happened before, it'll happen again. But the Oscars were pretty good. 12 Years a Slave winning was a pretty good statement. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't speak to that. Maybe it won't be my favorite movie out of the categories, but, for a primarily African-American cast and to be directed by a black man and the screenplay was adapted by a black man based on the story of a black man, I think it says something. It doesn't say a lot, sadly. It doesn't say as much as I would like, but it says something, and I think for right now, that'll have to do. It sucks, but that's the way it is, I guess. Other than that, Oscars were fine. They're the Oscars. Everyone gets really excited for them, especially on Flixist, because we have to cover them. Everyone gets really excited for a certain period of time, and then they just kind of forget about the Oscars.
Okay, the Oscars. I thought they were fun. I had a really good time watching them. I watched it with a big group of people, and we all had a very good time. It was a weird Oscars. I feel like it was strange. That's something my friends and I kept saying while watching it. We were like, this is a strange Oscars, right? Is it strange? It feels strange to me. Yeah. I guess one of the reasons was because, there were just a lot of what I like to call rebloggable moments during the show, like Ellen ordering the pizza and coming out dressed like Linda the Good Witch and taking the giant group photo. It was like, let's retweet this, let's put this on Tumblr, and it just seemed like so much of the show was dedicated to doing those sort of stunts that, Idina Menzel's performance of Let It Go was very rushed, and the pacing was very rushed, and they cut out the whole second verse, and she was like, her voice was cracking, and it seemed like she was rushed, and she couldn't catch her breath, and during her performance, all I could think was, okay, shouldn't maybe they have given ample time for this Academy Award-winning number at the Academy Awards, as opposed to dedicating, 30 minutes, 40 minutes of the entire show to Ellen doing silly things on camera. I don't know. It just seemed like a weird Oscars, and the time management was strange, and sometimes they were like it felt like an eternity between awards, and I just wished that it had been, Idina Menzel had been given her just dues and had been allowed to sing her song in a timely fashion, and maybe Ellen didn't need to come out as Glenda the Good Witch for 3 minutes and then get reblogged on Tumblr, and it added nothing and took nothing away from the ceremony. Just my 2 cents. All right.
So my Oscars was primarily made up of me being annoyed at ABC and technology. If you were watching the Flixist Hangout, I spent literally 45 minutes trying to get onto a stream. First I used this computer behind me, and then I used this computer that I'm talking into now. It took me 7 different browsers. It was completely insane because different things didn't work at different times. And then when I finally did get access, the stream was 2 minutes behind everyone else, so, whatever. I agreed with a bunch of the awards. I did a video about the award I didn't agree with. I wrote on my website about why I think another award was good. Really, Gravity winning Best Cinematography was the only award that I actively disagreed with, aside from John Ridley winning for Best Adapted Screenplay, because Before Midnight deserved that one a whole lot more. It was fine.